and this is going everywhere.
For now.
Crafters. It's Dan, it's JP, and I have got the biggest mess I've ever had of a beer in my life, and you're going to have to take it from here, bud, because this is going everywhere. Holy
Zero
wow.
mess. So this
What
is a nice
an
change of
absolute
pace.
Colossal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
No.
It is.
Good.
It is still going. It is an entire can of foam.
Everybody, Dan's
No
a rookie.
idea.
Anytime this happens to me,
Holy
I
wow.
instantly shotgun the beer.
Half the beer is gone.
Dan
half
just
the
sits
beer.
and watches the eruption.
Half the beer is gone, and it is everywhere. It is the biggest mess of a beer I've had in my entire life. The entire can is foam. Like, I know, I can tell there's liquid in here, but the entire can is foam. See, look at that. That is a glass of foam that I tried to pour in while it is still everywhere all over this. Yeah, this is the biggest
And
mess
here's
I've
our
had in
intro,
my
folks.
life. I mean, I don't know, dude. I may have to pause and come back because this is such a huge mess I can't continue. We're going to be right back. And we're back.
Wait.
I have 3/4 of a beer left.
Oh, I was going to say, do you need to go get a new beer? Seems how you decide to stomp your feet in that one.
Yeah, I have 3/4 of a smoothie beer left. And we'll talk about what it is a little later on, but that's not the topic of the show completely today. But I had to lead off before the Vesuvius eruption happened here to talk about what just happened earlier today. And again, it's 3:20 right now on Tuesday the 23rd, because the NFL has decided that there's not going to be a supplemental draft this year. And I think that's hilarious.
I'm happy that happened for fantasy football purposes of being a commissioner of two different leagues, because trying to figure, you can't, well, first of all, when was the last time there was a supplemental draft? A decade ago?
Yeah, it's been about 5 years. 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere in that ballpark.
Well, either way, I guess I
think it was last year.
It's kind of, I guess it's irrelevant other than like in Dynasty. Because it's like, okay, the only two logical conclusions I could have come up with is, do we just say, hey, you can't pick them up till the regular season starts, or do we reset everybody's waivers and have a bidding war? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you do a supplemental draft and then have to give up one of your picks? But then how do you do that? Like, how do I remove a pick from somebody's team for whoever wins? Either way, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. Now, I think technically he does not have a path to getting back into the NFL, but who knows? Maybe he tries to play somewhere else. I don't know if he's going to try to play in Canada, if they want to touch that, or if he can get a spot in an Arena League team. Chances are what's just going to happen is he's going to end up working out over the course of the next year or so, and then entering the draft next year.
He's going to have nothing to do but gamble.
Right, which is the dangerous part, because let's just say, if he stays in Texas, he's going to have to channel that through other people.
So, can he go to school? He just can't play football.
He just can't play football.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess his grades are going to go up. Is what's going to happen,
right? Yeah. Well, what he's
maybe he'll start a podcast.
There you go. Well, and again, he's in a situation where, look, we knew Brennan Sorsby probably wasn't going to college for the classes anyways. So I imagine he's going to do whatever the baseline is to be able to still be a part of things at Texas Tech. And I think from my understanding is he'll still be able, if he wants to, he can be around the team, he can practice with the team, he just can't play, right? He can't probably travel, et cetera, whatever. I'm not really sure what all the rules are. But point is, the saga takes yet another turn. Just when I thought we could put this to bed and move on and deal with positioning him for the supplemental draft, he just pops right back up again. And this is on the NFL. And I don't know if it's because teams kind of sort of told the office that they didn't want to touch it, or if there wasn't enough interest. Who knows? There's a lot of question marks there. But the one thing we do know is it's not going to happen. But that does lean in quite nicely to what we're talking about for the next 3 weeks, really. This is when we're starting up our kind of, I want to say summer scouting. I'm not going to try to, piggyback off the stock exchange guys. They have more time to put in on watching, tape from last year, so to speak. But what we are going to do is talk about at least one player from every school in the FBS that we have got our eyes on coming into next year.
Not all today, but
no,
we're
good Lord, no.
Today.
Yeah, we're starting it today. We're doing it one conference at a time for right now.
Big Ten kicking it off. Who do you want me to go, or do you want to go? I'm just going to go in alphabetical order with my teams.
Because the other thing I was going to say is we could start with the team we like the least and end with the team we like the most. But alphabetical order is probably the right idea.
Yeah, because I don't know that. I'd have to just freestyle that.
Well, no, I'm talking about. I would just start with the least and end with the most, and the rest of them we can figure out. Because we know it'd be Ohio State on one end, Michigan on the other end, and figure everything else out. But alphabetical is fine by me. I'm good with alphabetical if you want.
Well, I just figured we'd do alphabetical and then just end with Ohio State and Michigan State.
Okay. Well, the real question is, do we go with California, Los Angeles, or are they UCLA? Because that messes with the alphabetization of
Well,
things.
no, you go one team, then I go one team. So I'm just going to do
Okay.
my teams. So I got to go Iowa first. Whoever's first on yours, go for it.
All right. Well, I guess technically it would be UCLA because you have it in our boards as California, Los Angeles. So why don't you start off, though, with your corn-fed boys?
All right, so we're only really going to talk about one player here, but I'll name drop a couple names from each team, at least the teams that do have it. When we get to the small schools, that might be a little tougher task to handle. But either way, when you're talking Iowa, everybody probably has at least thought of Trevor Locke. I hope I'm saying his name right. We'll learn that as the season goes on. Man, doesn't it just feel good to hit reset? This is the first episode. We're starting like the
full
new
on
board. That's fun. But anyway, so Trevor Locke, because it kicked in my brain once I said that. I go, well, maybe they don't. I don't know. This is the first time we're talking about it, and I feel like we're kind of ahead. And then also on the interior line, Cade Piper. I mean, even Deshaun Lee at cornerback. But, dude, there's a different corner I want to talk about. And I guess my rationale is I'm kind of like, I guess the guy that I'm choosing may be the best player. He may not be the best player. It's mostly
He's the one that's most interesting.
It's the one that I just kind of want to plant my flag on, regardless of where he's going to go. You know what I mean? I'm extremely interested in Zach Lutmer, another corner on here. I was digging into him a little bit. Obviously, it's all rumors. Dude, this guy's got the height, the speed, the athleticism, everything. I think they're saying he's going to run in the 4.4s. It's his third. Last year was his third year there. He's coming off from as a cornerback. I mean, he's listed as a cornerback. I mean, I think he's personally got the versatility to play. He's basically a cookie cutter, like poor man's Cooper DeJean. We'll see. But 71 tackles, 5.5 for a loss with a sack, 3 picks, one of which he took back for a touchdown, and 7 pass deflections.
Yeah, it's a good season.
3 picks and 7 pass deflections. You put like those kind of numbers in perspective, that's up there with the guys that are like the corners that we're talking about are top 10 picks in this year's draft. Right. So we'll see what he can do in this upcoming season. But, Big Ten football, Iowa, guys that I always have a soft spot for.
Right.
But,
again,
I don't know.
6'2", 205. Sure. Definitely.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think he's got the versatility he can play anywhere in that defensive backfield that you want. He's like the modern day DB, which is why I'm intrigued. If you got the athleticism, the size, and the stats to back it up, and you're playing it, you get it.
Well, yeah, and let's be honest, most teams, most players rather, have one or two of those three things, but not all three of them. Yeah, I think you caught everybody. DJ Vonham is the only other guy from Iowa that I'm curious about. I'm going to rip through names for schools, and we'll focus on one of them. UCLA, everyone's going to talk about Nico. Sure, he's on the list, but after last year, I don't even know if he's coming out this year at quarterback. Samia Omosigo, Scooter Jackson, J.D. Barksdale, Drew Spinagatti, all of those guys are interesting players, corner and linebacker, respectively. But the guy that I want to talk about is one of the ones that made the move over from James Madison to UCLA, and it's Wayne Knight. He's one of those kind of weird anomaly running backs, right? 5'7", 190, which means he might be 5'7", probably close to 190, so that's undersized. But last year, 1,300 yards rushing, 6.6 average, and 9 touchdowns, and also caught 40 passes. So he might not be able to be a bell cow at the next level given the size, but this is a dude who's probably going to end up going on day 3 because of how people value running backs of that size, who has now turned in 2 seasons of at least some level of production where he's been at or above 6 yards a carry, basically, which is that magic number we love to see.
Yep, I like that 6.
So yeah, Wayne Knight, if he can do that, he did that at James Madison. If he can do that, something resembling that in the Big Ten, he might even be able to get to be a day 2 guy.
It's weird. I could almost copy and paste that take for not the one I'm about to do, but the third guy that I would talk about, third team, I should say. But yeah, I same almost story to T. All right, is that the end of yours?
Who's next? Yep.
Next, I'm going Maryland here, so I'm going to stick to the alphabetical order. I only have 2 players right now on my board from Maryland, one of which is Jamari Glasker, who's a cornerback, but I have to talk about Daniel Wingate, which side story on Daniel Wingate, outside of he's a guy that I've been talking about last year, I was talking about as well. But don't quote me on this. I was trying to a while back, I was trying to poke around and use like PFF because I felt like they actually did a decent job of kind of
Mhm.
tracking the transfer portal, which I guess full disclaimer could get some of these names wrong because the transfer portal is hard to
Sure.
track. I swear they gave him a different first name. I could not find him on PFF, and he's got a different name on there. And I think
Mhm.
because Daniel is technically like his middle name, I have no idea, but I've only known him as Daniel Wingate. But anyways,
There you
he's a
go.
linebacker for Maryland. Dan, he's your type of dude. He's
Mhm.
allegedly like 6'5",
Right.
not only like maybe in the 230s, but that's
Still.
fine, I guess.
Mhm.
But coming off from a year, 102 tackles, 6.5 for a loss, 1.5 sacks, 1 pick, pass deflection in there as well. But I would like to see at 6'5" with a little lighter if he had like more pass deflections at least.
No,
Like the
sure.
picks, sure, that's hard to come by. Only
Mhm.
because like when you see those lighter linebackers with the length like that, you're just dreaming of the guys who can cover the tight ends. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if you can get those long linebackers like that in triple digit tackle range with multiple pass deflections, I start to get a little excited. So this is probably a day 3 guy I'm
Mhm.
talking about as well, but super intrigued as I was last year. Big fan.
Well, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's going to, if he can improve the coverage numbers, obviously he'll move up. But he's the type of guy who I think is going
Oh,
to end
did
up
you pull
testing
that
well.
up?
Yeah.
Did you pull that up? Well,
His
how are
name
they?
is Daniel Wingate. Don't worry.
Oh, it must be somebody else I was thinking of. How are his coverage numbers? I don't look at that stuff. You know me.
Yeah. No, I don't
I'm
know
just
what his number.
curious.
I'm just looking at the
Oh, I
PFF
thought you had it
stuff. So.
up.
No, I don't
Yeah,
have
what
like
would they give him for
his
a coverage
testing
grade?
numbers. So 53.
Okay,
Not good.
so about what I
Which
thought.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was great.
And
Yeah,
again, a
okay.
lot of linebackers aren't going to have great coverage grades, but you'd like him to be at least
No.
average, right? And he's not quite there
No,
yet,
because
so we'll see how that plays out.
PFF is they hate linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, PFF always makes life interesting when when you're trying to figure out what actually those numbers mean, right? And so the Illinois Fighting Illini are next on the list, and this is a team that had a lot of guys, got good talent and graduate. So the 3 players that I've got are Caton Hauser, Matthew Bailey, Alex Perry, and Bailey is the guy that I'd like to focus on only because I don't necessarily see. I mean, Perry might be fine, and Hauser could be in the back end conversation for quarterbacks, but Matthew Bailey is my kind of safety. 6'2",
Here we go.
225. He's not crazy huge, but that's borderline linebacker size. I'm fairly confident Kyle Lewis is smaller than him, and everybody was calling him a linebacker safety hybrid last year. But this is a dude who did all right. I mean, he wasn't great in coverage, but he was passable. Had a 69 in that area, but had 2 pass breakups. Didn't have any interceptions last year, but he's got 3 for his career, and just seems like the kind of guy who's going to come up and make tackles. So this is the strong safety, right? This isn't someone who's going to be freestyling out there in the middle, playing center field, trying to pick the ball off all the time. He's going to come down and thump and help out a little bit. When you look at the fact that he lined up in the box, he split his time almost 40% box, 40% free safety, and like 40% or 20% slot and everything else. So this guy's lined up all over the place. He's very much a Swiss Army knife kind of player that still profiles as a probably early day 3, like 3rd, 4th round kind of player. But it's very intriguing when you think about the skill set and the physical. So if that can line up and he can show a little bit better coverage, and he had a better coverage the year before, there's some potential there.
So, I mean, I'm intrigued. All right, you ready for my copy and paste almost take from your previous
sure.
take? So Michigan State, next in alphabetical order here. I got 3 players on here.
Mhm.
I have Jalen Thompson on here. I currently have him as probably a UDFA edge rusher for Michigan State. I also have Jordan Hall, who just barely made my linebacker list. I have him currently at like, I don't know, it's somewhere in the 20s, I think.
Yeah.
But Cameron Edwards is who I'd like to
Mhm.
talk about. Another running back. Obviously, you knew that because it was copy and paste your take. So this is a player that most, if you follow our show, I've been watching for quite a while because one of my favorite little small schools is UConn. He played 4 years at UConn. So I was super sad to see him, leave a school I like to go to a school that I very, very much dislike. Well, that's fine. It's all good. So he didn't quite get to the 6 yards per carry, but he's coming off from his 2025. Well, let me rewind to 2023. Again, he's played 4 years. The first year, basically nothing.
Yeah.
So sophomore year, 5 yards per carry. Junior year, these are quotation marks because his freshman year is basically a wash.
Yeah, he's pretty much had a red shirt from that first year.
Yeah, which is probably why he's playing one more year and then probably going pro, hopefully. Then he went to 5.7 yards per carry, and last year he got it up to 5.9. So he's just a steady incline here. But he's coming off from 1,240 yards rushing at 5.9 a clip. Not quite 6, but literally as close as you can get.
There.
15 touchdowns. Now, he only had the 19 receptions for about 200 yards, but I'm here to tell you, it might have just been the offense. Like, he doesn't look uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? And admittedly, you don't see a ton of UConn games televised, but I've tried to go catch his tape. You know what I mean? Because I was super interested last year because I thought he might come out. He was going to be one of my sleeper running backs that I liked a lot. But super interested. Can I still root for him?
As long as he's not playing Michigan, sure.
Dang. I don't know. To be determined. But I'm super interested. Good for Michigan State fans. Good for a rivalry, I guess. But I'm sad.
Fair. All right, next up is Indiana. And pause real quick while I give you the rundown. So we've got Carter Smith, Nick Marsh, Charlie Becker, Tyreek Tucker, Jamari Sharp, Josh Hoover, Amari Farrell, Shaz Preston, Joe Higeli, Drew Evans, Toby Usumati, Joe Brunner, and Joe Brunner. That's the last one I got. So yeah, that's my list of potential Indiana Hoosiers, which is hilarious to say because 3 years ago they had maybe one guy. It's nuts, man. Which one do you want to talk about? Yeah. You want to talk about your boy Carter Smith? You want to talk about Nick Marsh? You want to talk about Charlie Becker? There's so many talented players on this team that have bought into what's going on there.
I've talked about Carter Smith a ton. So if you made me take my vote, it would be, again, the opposite of the take that I just did. It's a player that left Michigan State that I seem to be way higher on than most of the country, and probably even a little higher than you, because I think I have him as like wide receiver, like 3, maybe 4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so that's Nick Marsh.
Yeah. 6'3", 203,
let me throw this out. I'm sure you would have done it, but seems how we're kind of the tag team in this take. Dude, I call him Chili's, but it's Childs. I think it's Childs. I don't know. I call him
Childs,
Chili's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was the quarterback, okay?
Yep.
Sorry, Aiden, but here's the thing, man. Like, you can't... I mean, Nick Marsh, his numbers would have been infinitely better if the offense could do anything. But carry on.
Yeah. Well, and again, that's part of it. He still ended up with 58 catches, 600 some odd yards. So the interesting thing for him was the yards per reception. I'm curious to see where that ends up because he had 15 his first year, at 11 his second year. So what that shows me is they got downfield with him a little bit his first year with Michigan State and then didn't really last year. Was it because of the offense? This Indiana team is obviously going to be more vertical than what he had at Michigan State just because there's a better team around him. But what is his role going to be on this offense is what's going to be interesting because they've got Becker.
Stud.
And Becker is, stud. But also, again, they got Charlie Becker, who is
Marsh
like
is
their
so much better
guy.
than Becker. No, not
True.
anymore.
But Becker is the safety net kind of guy. Now, mind you, it's a different quarterback, too, with Josh Hoover. So that could play into this as well. But when you're talking about a guy physically who looks like he's ready to play the game at a high level, Nick Marsh. He's a little bit skinny, maybe, at 6'3", 203. Maybe you'd like to see him get another 10 pounds on him. But that's what the NFL is for. He'll be fine getting there. Yeah, and again, so he has a great potential to skyrocket up draft boards. And when you look at where he's kind of been slotting in for people, because again, you talk about how you like him better than a lot of other people. Tankathon has come around. They got him at 26 overall. Mind you, I think he's their fifth wide receiver. So they're at least listening to you.
That's basically in the same ballpark as I am.
Right.
Good.
And Mock Draft Database has got him at 29. So they are also on board. So maybe it's just your boys.
Everybody caught up a lot quicker this year, at least with him.
Well, right, and we'll see how that goes. I will give you PFF and see whoever they have making their boards now for those guys and see where they've got him slotted in the wide receiver
you can't
group.
Hold that against them because I don't know that there's anybody running those boards right now.
Well, given the fact that they don't have him in the top 100, I don't think there is. The last time they updated was April 28th, so they're not doing a whole lot
That's exactly when Trevor Sikkema did.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well.
So.
Yeah, went his own way.
I'll be very curious to see how they... Yeah, right, exactly. I'll be very curious to see if we can continue to rely on them for even the statistical stuff. But we'll cross that bridge once we get to the season. But yeah, there you go. Nick Marsh, keep your eyes on Indiana's offense. There's some players right there.
All right, Minnesota's up next for me because, yes, we're skipping the teams that we share. If anybody still remembers, we do that.
Right.
So the obvious name that most people would know at this point would be Anthony Smith. So naturally, I'm not going to talk about him. I've talked about him a lot. I'm a huge fan. He's a top 32 player for me. I've already talked about him. You've also got Darius Taylor. You got Maverick Baranowski. You got Greg Johnson. There's some players, surprisingly, way more interest in Minnesota players than I thought I would have.
Well, plus Maverick Baranowski is an amazing name.
Yes. But even having the amazing name and even being a linebacker, I'm still going to talk about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It is John Nestor.
Okay.
He's first 2 years was at Iowa. Okay. Didn't get a lot of playing time at Iowa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes to Minnesota. Dude, 50 tackles. And he I think he's got some versatility to be, any position back there in the defense, really, because he's got the size, the length, and the athleticism. He's running in like the 4.4s too, I believe. Only 50 tackles in comparison to, my previous cornerback slash DB I was excited about. But, dude, check this out. 6 picks, one of which went for a touchdown, 113 yards on those 6 picks. But he's got 6 pass deflections as well.
Okay.
And I'm assuming some of these, like, he would be a prime candidate to not come out. We'll see, because his first 2 years he didn't do anything. So, but if he has another season like he just did this past year, that's still 2 years of tape, and he could come out and be a beast. But
little caveat here,
dude.
Half the guys we talk about aren't going to come out.
Correct. But, dude, this could be the craziest DB class in a long time for me. Like, there's so many guys that I'm excited about, and he's one of them. And I don't know that he's on anybody. Do a quick thing. We won't do this with every player. Where's he at? Where's he at on some of these? Like, what's the database one?
Yeah, mock draft database. Let's see if Nestor is. And again, they only do the top 100 anymore until you have to pay for it. I'm just not doing that right now. He's not in the top 100 overall. And then Tankathon does the top 100 as well, roughly. He is definitely not in that list. So yeah, I would say this is a sleeper potential guy you got going on there.
This could be him and Lutmer could be early candidates for like a my guy type thing.
Yeah, might as well start planting the flags now before everybody else figures out about him. So I once again cannot remember who has what teams. Do I have Nebraska or do you?
No, you do not.
Okay, good, because I didn't think I did.
You
but
still didn't copy my page where I have like who owns it.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
So I just filter yours out. I don't even see yours.
There you go. Yeah, yours is better.
I'll help you.
We'll get there eventually. Look, for those of you who are just new to the show, JP is the spreadsheet wizard, and I am still catching up. Northwestern, though, does still have a football team, and they're opening their new stadium this year. Their downsized stadium that's supposed to have one of the best, like, intimate environments in college football once they get it open. And which makes sense because Northwestern doesn't usually draw a ton for their games anyways, so why not, right? There's a handful of guys, though, that I will put on here as far as names to take a look at. Brendan Desafamandes at corner, then Braden Turner, also a cornerback. I know, right? Michael Kilbane is an edge rusher. Robert Fitzgerald, safety. That's all defense. Griffin Wild is also there as a wide receiver. A lot of these guys are kind of in that I don't know where they're going to end up day 3 kind of guys, but the one that I'm curious about, especially because I'm curious if he's even going to come out, is Izomo Hawkeye. And that probably was a slaughtering of his name, but this is a guard.
Yep, I assume so.
6'4",
you sold it well, though.
I did, right? You got to be confident when you say these kinds of things. 6'4" and 310. But last year, and one of the things that we like to use, the analytics for and the PFF guys, is they do a nice job trying to give us an idea of how to parse out all of the offensive linemen. And this guy, last year, as a full-time starter at left guard, posted a 72. Had an 80 as a pass blocking grade, so very solid. Only allowed 1 sack in like 430 pass blocking attempts. So pretty obvious that he is a solid player, and for a class or a position group rather that we talked about as probably one of the weaker ones coming into this season. He's worth a shot. Now, mind you, he's also a true junior, which means he could easily hang around for another year till next year. But again, we also just said this is a weak class, so if he's going to be a top, 10 interior offensive linemen this year, kind of might make sense to come out. We'll see.
All right, Dan. I do have Nebraska. I'm struggling mightily right now. Like so bad. So I might have you do this take with me. But
Okay.
first, while I struggle here, who do you have? Because you thought Nebraska was your team. What names did
Well,
you have for
I have
Nebraska?
four
Because
names.
I have one name. So I was just
I have
curious.
four names, none of which I'm confident in. Anthony Calandria, the quarterback that transferred in for them, Justin Evans, Elijah Pritchett, and Dwayne McDougal III. Do we have any of
Say
the same
those
names?
again. Sorry, I'm struggling.
Anthony Calandria, Justin Evans is an interior offensive line guy,
Aha.
Elijah Pritchett at tackle, Dwayne McDougal III at safety.
Okay. So we have at least you have the same guy. I have Justin Evans. That was the only one that I
Okay,
felt good about putting on my list.
sure.
So my question is this: considering it's a center, I
Right.
was gonna try to give up some of his blocking grade numbers because I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I don't have those typed into a notes thing, and
Sure.
wasn't remembering it. I can't get past the overview part. How do you
So something's
go? How
glitching.
do you? No, I
Yeah, I don't
just
know,
don't.
man.
I
I
don't
use
know.
my
I don't go
website.
to
I
this.
don't
So
use the phone, but I
can,
can tell you, I've got his numbers up.
tell me. Okay,
He had a
enlighten the
78.6
people.
last year, and was 75 run blocking, 84 pass block, had 0 sacks on 443 pass blocking snaps, had 10 total pressures, only 1 hit and 9 hurries. Pretty good.
Pretty good. The only thing I'll say to combat that a little bit is keep in mind he's a center. Centers typically
True.
shouldn't allow any sacks, so
Right.
the pressures are a little high for a center. But again, this is what has happened in Nebraska. Like he was the only guy I felt good about putting on my list,
Yeah.
and
They're in the midst of, I think, their third rebuild in the last 3 years, just about is what it feels
mhm.
like with that team. Now, again, he did play guard as well the year before,
Yeah,
so
he's got versatility.
that's one of the reasons why he's worth having a conversation about. But yeah, Nebraska might surprise some people this year in the sense that they could end up at like 8-4, but they're still not where you'd expect Nebraska to be.
Yeah.
And
Nope.
on that disappointment, why don't we talk about the beers that may or may not have disappointed us?
Well, I think people have been waiting to hear what the hell you had going on with. Did you like drop a Mentos in that
I don't
thing?
know, man. Like I said, I wish I would have had a video, like a camera right on this thing. But just picture putting Mentos in a bottle of Coke, and that was but like low level, like a sliver of a Mento, right? It wasn't fountaining up, but it was foaming up everywhere. It's like the thing you did back in school where there was the volcano that gets made out of whatever your teacher puts into the thing and sort of spills out all over the
Never
place.
did that. Is
Now,
it weird that I never did that in
I
school?
feel like your school was
Never.
boring then, man. You gotta gotta
We
do
went to
live.
we went to a real volcano.
Whoa,
I'm
okay,
kidding.
well, yeah, right. Is that what
Just
Mount
trying to
Pleasant
one up
is?
you.
Is that the Mount Pleasant? It's a volcano,
Uh, it's actually a bowl. Did you know
right?
that the Mount Pleasant's actually like
Oh, is it
lower
because
level than the surrounding area?
and they decided to name it Mount Pleasant to make it
Yep,
like different?
it's
It's
like
the
an
Greenland
oxymoron. I
effect.
don't know.
You're
I
going for
guess so.
Greenland. Gotcha. I actually
Iceland,
have
Greenland.
been.
Yeah, somebody mislabeled that map.
Right, exactly. I actually have been in the bowl of a long since dormant volcano when I lived in New Zealand. They made a park out of one of them, so that was kind of fun to be inside of that. But it's just grassed over now. It's just a hole. So
For
it used to
now,
be a volcano. Right, exactly. We'll see. It
if I
didn't
went
blow up
there,
while I was there. Yeah,
it'd be
right.
like your beer.
Didn't blow up when I was there. But the beer that blew up on me, Condor Valley. This is a boysenberry and vanilla sour from Wax Wings.
Sour.
I
That's
know,
why you.
right?
That's what you get. That's what you
So
get.
the sad thing out of it, I will tell you this: as far as the taste goes, solid, right? But I will tell you that for $7.99, which is
Mind
what this
you,
beer
this thing
cost me,
exploded, so it could be flat. Who knows, people?
it's
But
not
it's a
flat.
sour.
I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it's very much what you would expect out of a sour ale brewed with lactose, right? It hits the boysenberry notes nicely, which is fun, right? And again, Wax Wings does a very nice job. We've had several beers from them in the past of the IPA variety. That's why I wanted to give a different one a shot. And it's hard to discount. Like, I don't want to blame them for this thing going nuts on me because obviously that's not how they canned it. So something went wrong in the translation of getting it from the brewery to the store to me. But you can tell from the glass this is a thick one. This is a beer that has all that fun fruity sediment, etc., going on in it. And I will tell you, it tastes pretty good, all things considered. It's not an $8 beer personally, but it's definitely passable. And this is your reminder, we are in sour season. As much as JP doesn't like it, much as that man refuses to have a fun flavor bone in his body, it's still a tasty thing to have when it's warm out. And I was just outside. It was warm. I had myself a sour. And we're back again. JP, what's going on?
Just a little flying menace in the kitchen that freaked out the wife and, had to escort him outside, or her. I don't know. I couldn't tell the gender, but.
Of the flying thing, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. We're good.
Yep.
We're good.
It is that time of year for that, too.
To talk about this beer, it's a transformer, if you will.
Oh, okay.
I got something here. Oh, that's
it's a robot in disguise. It's a beer in disguise.
Dude, did you know that this was even out? Or did you know it was a thing?
Yes, because I just bought one. That is on deck for the next. Actually, I could do it for the next show. I was gonna wait for another show, but I'll do it for the next one. I'll give you my take on it after that. So go ahead and give me yours right now.
I might, just speaking for the sake of the length of this show, I might just drink one on the next show because I had to buy a 4-pack and we'll do it together. But I'm just going to tell you this. It's so nice, I think I'll drink it twice. So,
okay. That's encouraging.
The only thing, I'll just save it. I'll just save it.
Is it going to explode all over the place like this beer did?
Mine did not.
Okay. Well, that's encourage.
And it's in my uber cold mini fridge, so it shouldn't do that. Let's just... All right. Yeah, let's table it, because and part of the reason being is it's the only beer that I have in my mini fridge. So if I'm going to have a beer in the next episode, I may as well have another one of those. Otherwise, it was going to be a sip of bourbon. But I'm enjoying this. Again, what did I say? How does that saying? It's so nice, I drink it twice.
Exactly. I like that. Yeah, that'll work.
Tastes so nice, I drink it twice.
In lieu of that, before we jump back into all of the other teams, we finish off the second half of the Big Ten, something else just came across the Bleacher Report waves NCAA to adopt historic age-based eligibility rule change after unanimous vote by D1 cabinet. So the thing that they've been talking about doing, the D1 cabinet has voted for, which is age-based eligibility. You have a clock that starts when you turn 19 or when you enroll in college, basically, or like when your year after you turn 19. So what that means hypothetically is you're going to have 5 years to play 5 years, and it starts at 19. So this will be, I bet this just came out, so I imagine the first lawsuit will be in about 5 more minutes, because this isn't something the NCAA is going to be able to enforce in court.
So this is, this is like, it's not, maybe I missed it. But it's approved.
It's approved by the NCAA. It's approved. So you haven't, I think what they're saying in this article, July 31 is the deadline for athletes and schools to submit waiver requests regarding additional eligibility under the current rules, so they can still work their way through it. But basically, going forward, and I'm guessing there's gonna be some level of grandfathering for current students who are in the midst of their careers to an extent. But as of this next season, if this holds up, which I guarantee you there's going to be a lawsuit about it, because there just always is with this stuff. If it holds up, it means you got 5 years to play 5 years. So there's no more redshirting, I don't think, technically. It's going to be in there. You've just got that window to do that, and then you're done. So that's your eligibility.
In theory, depending on when you're born, the oldest NFL prospect we could have moving forward after the grandfathered students
should be about 24.
Yeah. Well, 24. Because like I said, if you were born before April.
Right. If you're in that weird window there. But yeah, so that's where it gets right. And so that's hypothetically what's going to happen, but I can guarantee you there's going to be lawsuits, because apparently, according to Ross Dellinger, who's a guy from Yahoo that wrote this article, athletes who just completed their 4th season. Oh, I think it's a great idea. From a streamlining standpoint, from making it make sense for eligibility rules, for just a clean thing for everybody. Sure, it's great. Is it going to not get challenged? No, of course it's going to get challenged in a heartbeat, because everybody wants to have their cake and eat it too, so to speak. But according to this article, athletes who just completed their 4th season and did not take a red shirt are not entitled to a 5th season, according to this. So that's where it'll be interesting when it comes to how they parse through the guys who are currently still in that process. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how quickly this gets challenged. But like I said, I imagine in about 5 minutes we'll get another headline of someone trying to go up against it. But the rules are in place now until they're challenged in court, and where they will fall apart, because they always do. And we'll see if anything can happen at a legislative level, because that's pretty much the last thing that's going to happen. We both know that Congress doesn't like to do anything together anymore. So we can focus on guys we believe are going to be playing this year and may or may not actually come out this year. So why don't you keep us moving on with, I'm guessing we're up to Oregon?
We are on Oregon, and I have got it. I have to tell you what we're looking at. Yeah, I got 10 names. I'll just rip through them and talk about Dante Moore, Jamari Johnson, Dylan Raiola. We're talking about Nebraska. Yeah, they have 2 quarterbacks there now. Coy Parrish, Mateo Uangalule, Titum Tuioti. I sold that kind of well.
Yeah, you did. You did all right.
Take the stutter out. If you did the pause, man, it was good. Evan Stewart, Aaron Scott Jr., Amari Washington, Ayapani Lulu. I don't know. Whatever. Lulu. You get it.
Lulu. We're calling him Lulu.
You could talk about any of these guys, and obviously Dante Moore is the biggest name in there, but I guess the one that I want to talk about is the Titum Tuioti, and I sold it really well that time.
That was good.
I guarantee you I still said it wrong.
Well, yeah.
So, and the reason I want to talk about him is, I think he's a very, very draftable prospect. He's very intriguing. Nowhere near the best name on there, but just get some names out there. He only had 68 tackles this past season, but dude, he's one of those like intriguing, like hybrid, like linebackers.
Right.
16 tackles for a loss, 9.5 sacks. Okay. Yep. So that explains the 68 tackles because he's playing on the edge a little bit, right?
Right.
Now let me throw one more thing at you. 5 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles.
You don't always see that for a guy his size.
So, like, what's his strength? Is he, like, the edge rusher? Is he the pass coverage linebacker? Like, is he, like, a hard thumper, like, turnover guy? He's got the 2 forced fumble. He doesn't have any picks. So,
sure. Well, he's
obviously
listed.
He's clearly more of a get in the backfield type guy.
Right. He's listed at 6'3", 263. That man shouldn't be defending passes anyways.
I get it, but an intriguing prospect, right?
100%, yeah. And again, PFF gives him 11 sacks. I mean, obviously we know that everybody grades things a little bit differently, but that's my point. I mean, he is a very intriguing tweener when it comes to how you want to play him, especially if he comes in at that weight versus 10 pounds one way or the other. Very interesting. The Penn State Nittany Lions, otherwise known as Iowa State East this year, as they took about half their team, along with Matt Campbell coming here. Real quick, Tony Rojas, Benjamin Brahma, Rocco Beck, Jemiah Cooper, Caleb Bacon, Carson Hansen, Jeremiah Cooper are all guys that I have on the list for Penn State. And there's probably a few more that I didn't necessarily grab. But, for your sake, let's go ahead and talk about a linebacker and Tony Rojas, just because the name is fun, right?
Fair.
And he, again, is a guy who is at 6'2", 230, straight up linebacker, right? He is one of the holdovers for Penn State, and he only played in 5 games last year. I don't remember exactly what the injury was, but this is a player who, in the time, he's kind of a projection for me, right? He's a guy who technically is going to be a true senior next year, so he could hypothetically try to find a way maybe to get another year of eligibility with the injuries that he had last season. But his 1 year of mostly starting that he had in 2024, he still put up 67 tackles and had 3 interceptions and 3 pass breakups. So this is a dude who, even at 6'2", has shown some ability to cover out of the backfield, but this is very much a box linebacker who is going to flare out here and there when you need him to. And again, even last season he was starting off well, and then obviously derailed the rest of the way. But Penn State, he's kind of indicative of Penn State for me this year. I have no idea what to expect out of this team. Campbell was
I feel like that's every
coach.
Year.
Well, right, but he was a very good coach for a long time at Iowa State, right? So if he can get the team, which again, a lot of the team is his Iowa State guys, to buy in and play, they're going to be in the top half of the conference. I feel pretty good about that. But where they're going to end up is going to be very interesting. They could be anywhere between 7-5 and 10-2, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, nothing with Penn State ever surprises me, man. All right, off to SoCal. All right. Man, this is I've got, how many names do I got? I have 7 Trojan names here for Southern California. I don't have, like, anybody that I haven't like talked about that I just really want to talk about. There's Waymon Jordan, who I talked about a ton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got like 6.5 yards per carry, if you will, a smaller sample size because he got hurt. But I loved his tape before he got hurt, so we'll see. Jade Mayava, the quarterback, both the edge rushers, Shelby and Crawford, both of them I think had about 5 sacks, but they've got intriguing length and athleticism, but just haven't like done anything crazy yet. Christian Pierce, Desmond Stevens II, probably UDFA like guys, Elijah Page. I don't know. I mean, I there's nobody I really like. Well, I guess I'd just continue to talk about Waymon Jordan because he's the guy I've been kind of planting my flag a little bit on the whole time if I'm going to stick with my theme. But again, like I said, he only had 88 attempts last year, but he took them for damn near 600 yards because he's at 6.5 a clip, 5 tutties, you know, only 7 receptions. But again, only played in 6 games. Project that out. It's not anything crazy, but he's just a bowling ball, super elusive like guy. He's like 5'9", like probably in the 210, 215 range.
Right. You're kind of running
right up my alley. I like those little bowling ball, pinball like running backs, and he's so elusive. You know, like, and what other position does that matter the most? You know what I mean? Like, he just looks so shifty. He's an older prospect. Let me see. What do I have as 22.6 roughly as of today. So
not terrible.
He's going to be a 23-year-old on draft day because still going. His birthday's November 4th.
Right. So he'll be 23 when the season starts, but he'll be 24 by the time the season's over next year.
Yeah. So he's going to be an older prospect for a running back, which means I probably won't be able to have him as high as I want to have him, but. At the end of the day, this could be a guy. This is the classic. If you're a contender now in the NFL and you're like Super Bowl windows now, and you have a running back need, this is a dream fit. Just saying, assuming health.
Right. Obviously, it's always a piece of that. Purdue. There's not much going on at Purdue. BC Owens is on my list as a wide receiver. I'm going to talk about Mr. Clark, because his name is Mr. Clark, and I think that that's just spectacular, right? Literally, not Mr. Mister is his first name. So his parents were clearly going to make his life interesting for the rest of it. But 6'1", 185 safety, so a little bit undersized, maybe for we'd like to see a safety.
A lot of DBs.
Yeah, but he's FIU last year. It was his first year starting. So he moved from Florida International rather, up to Purdue. He is technically a true senior, so again, maybe he gets another year if he wants it here. But last year with FIU, 3 picks, 9 pass breakups to go along with 66 tackles. So again, more of the free safety guy, slot corner kind of guy. He had 509 snaps in the slot last year. So while he is technically listed as a safety, he is the epitome of that guy where he's going to hybrid in however you want to do it. This is a bit of a projection, right? Because he played well and well relative when you talk about like PFF grades, stuff like that. When you talk about the counting numbers, played well for FIU, but that is not the Big Ten. So Mr. Clark on what is probably going to be a pretty rough Purdue team again this year. He's the one spot on their defense that I'm curious about, but it's not good, man. It's not good in Purdue again this year.
All right, well, let's go to the Huskies here. We're out in Washington. I got 3 prospects there. I'll save the one that I'm going to talk about for last, but this is one of the coolest first names that I won't say properly. But Elinius?
Sure. Let's roll with it.
Elinius? Elinneus. Elinius?
Elinius, yeah. Yeah,
Davis,
we're slaughtering that one. Love
it. D lineman and Landon Hatchett, interior lineman. But the guy that I'd like to talk about, go figure, another freaking DB this class, dude. Alex McLaughlin.
Okay.
6'2", 190 range, safety. 93 tackles this past year, which is awesome for a safety. 2 picks, 1 took for a touchdown. 6 pass deflections. Also had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 6 pass deflections with almost 100 tackles. Yeah. Sign me up for keeping an eye on him.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he checks the boxes for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Elinius. but
I think I said that in one of the 7 pronunciations that I threw out there.
I had to pull him up just because I may have been a bit distracted during that take, but I do agree with you. Again, when you have a linebacker that fills the stat sheets, you can't complain about that at all. Nope. Rutgers, it's low-hanging fruit. We're going to talk about one guy. The other one's on the list. I actually have 4 Rutgers players to mention. Rondo Porter at D-line, Malachi Davis is an edge rusher, Antoine Raymond is curious as a running back, but KJ Duff is the guy that you have been pounding on, and other people are catching up to as well.
What?
Because he is at least
my
now.
Wide receivers there.
No, I'd say catching up. I mean, like he's 69 on Tankathon, and he's coming in at he's not on the list for the mock draft database. So really, Tankathon's the only one catching on to him a little bit. But you, sir, have been a big fan. 69. So he's a day 2 guy. Which
he's
for them,
probably
that's
a day
right.
2 guy, but he's just like he's a top probably 45.
Okay, right, but that's my point. That's where this gets fun because KJ Duff is a player that you didn't have. He's not on one of your teams, but you still are talking about him, right? And so, as a freshman and sophomore, last year as a sophomore, 60 catches, 1,000 yards, 18.1 a clip, and then 7 touchdowns as well. So the only reason why he doesn't come out is
I have him at 20 on my big board.
Well, he's 6'6", 220, so I can understand why you're intrigued. The only reason why he doesn't come out is because he could hypothetically play a 4th year in college if he wants to. But if he has a similar season, if he's up around 60, 70 catches again at least, and are over 1,000 yards again, teams will be taking note, and he will be a day 2 pick at worst if he wants to come out.
He is my wide receiver 3 currently.
That's bold, but
hey.
But you could be onto something. Again, he is a mismatch and a size nightmare when it comes to dude's a jump ball threat at 6'6", all over the place, right? So definitely interesting to see. We're going to talk about him quite a bit over the course of the year. I can guarantee you that much.
All right, now we're on the teams we share, yeah?
I got the Wisconsin Badgers somehow still to talk about too. I'm not really sure how that all worked out, but here's the thing about the Wisconsin Badgers. There's not much going on.
How does that work out?
I don't know.
Somebody that we missed?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I just think that somehow we went in and out. Don't know. You'd think with 18 teams, 16 of which we cover separately and then 2 that we share, that this would work out. But for some reason, I haven't talked about Wisconsin yet. Even though Wisconsin doesn't have much to say. I have 2 players from them. I don't know.
I have
how many
2 players too. 2.
Ooh, let's see. I've got Abu Sama III and Jacob Harris.
Nope.
Okay, well, I guess we'll talk about
Sama. I have Emerson Mandel, offensive tackle.
That's a fun name. Okay. Which Mandel, I'm not sure what his story is because I don't have him on here, but Sama is the guy that I will talk about because we both have him. 5'11", 210, so very standard running back size. Very standard running back numbers. Had 7.3, 4.7, 5.3, 6 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. Basically, solid but not crazy production every step of the way at Iowa State. Now he's moving to Wisconsin. It should be interesting because Wisconsin hasn't been great. And so a running back that needs to have holes open for him, this will be an opportunity for him to show you what he can do. And this is a guy who has been a non-factor in the passing game so far throughout his career. So the question is Wisconsin going to give him more of a chance to try to catch the ball to the backfield as well? Because right now, he profiles as a guy who can give you some yards thumping it. But there's a lot still to ask questions of here for Sama to see if he's going to be a big-time threat. But again, at 21, he's one of the younger guys we've got coming into this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Just turned 21.
How'd you get a birthday for him already?
I'm using PFF. That's what they say there. They say he's born on the 27th of May. So he's a month into being 21, and if that's actually the case, as a younger prospect, there's always potential. But again, he could technically be here for another year or 2 if he wants to. So there you go.
Put it in my board right now.
That card's up Wisconsin. Not a whole lot to talk about with the Badgers. Sorry, guys. I know you'll be good again one of these days, but we're not here yet. Let's talk about the college poops.
All right. Well, dude, everybody knows about Smith and Sayin. Everybody should know about this guy. I'm just going to do a quick take because we share it. I refuse to stop talking about him. He's a number 9 overall player on my board currently.
Okay.
I haven't checked like you have for some of the other sites, but I had him up there extremely high for my offensive tackle rankings for this past year, but he went back to school. Naturally going to be a top 10 player going in. Austin Seyerveld. Dude, 425
35
snaps.
and 31, by the way.
What's that?
35th and 31st on those two, by the way, between Tankathon and Mock Draft.
I am at 9.
Yeah.
0 sacks, only 2 hits, 425 snaps, poop ratio 0.47. I mean, I don't know what else you want from a guy for being sounds like a lock for the first round to me, but
yeah, he's just outside on some people's boards.
And he's 21.
Like he will be.
He's 21.
You put
right
all
now.
that together, I feel like he will be by the time he gets there. I'm going to give a little shout out to the man trying to replace Caleb Downs, Earl Little Jr., who played at Florida State last year. I was talking about him as being somebody fun to watch last season, and he chose to come back again and take the money and go to Ohio State. But he had 4 interceptions last year, somehow no pass breakups, which is still just a hilarious stat to me. But 4 picks, a guy who's at 6'1", 200 is very standard, safety size. It should be interesting to see how he does in that Ohio State offense or defense that really helped out. And Caleb Downs is he's not a Downs guy, but he could be the next one helping elevate that defense, which is super annoying because I just don't want Ohio State to be good, man. We had 1 year in the past 20 where Ohio State's been average. I know.
They might win a natty this year. You never know.
Well, they're certainly pushing for it. Another team that probably won't quite be in the natty conversation, but should hopefully be, sufficiently above 500. Michigan Wolverines, dude, again, this is another team. We haven't done our previews for the season, but with everything that's changed for them over the course of the last year, they do still have some talented players.
They do, but I still only have 5 on my board for right now. I got John Henry Daly, Jordan Marshall, Jair Hill, Andrew Sprague, and Blake Frazier. The guy I would touch on.
Guarnera, Smith Snowden, and Zach Marshall as well.
Okay. I don't hate any of that. Dude, the guy that I just touched on briefly would be Jordan Marshall. He's still only a 20-year-old running back. 6.2 per carry. Didn't hit the 1,000-yard mark, but he's part of a committee. You know what I mean? That's what they've been doing. But 932 yards, he's pretty much right there. 10 touchdowns, 6.2. I'm super interested by him. We'll see. I don't see a world where he ends up being my RB1, but he could be one of the top 3 RBs going in this class.
Sure. Yeah, he's in an interesting spot because, he's part of the reason why somebody transferred, right? And left the school. It was because of how well Marshall was playing. Right, yeah. But then Hyder came in, yeah. And so now you've got Marshall, who you're expecting to be the lead back, but Hyder looks crazy, right? So the question is how that split's going to happen. Right.
Savion Hyder's going to be a freak. Yeah, he hasn't even taken a snap in college football yet. Outside of injury, I don't see how he's not just a stud.
Exactly.
Especially with the old lines that Michigan consistently puts together.
You'd like to think that that's going to be the case. And that man has, his legs are the size of tree trunks. So, but Jordan Marshall, because he hypothetically is only a true junior, could come back next year. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out for him. But if he has another season like he did last year, where he's in the 150-ish carry range and ends up close to 1,000 yards, it might make sense for him to go because little wear and tear, going to jump in being one of the top.
He's going to go pro after this year.
You'd think
They've already got other running backs coming in, even behind Hyder. So, he's going to be young. And, dude, even if he doesn't, if he just does the same thing he did this past year, imagine if the past 2 years he has 1,800 yards with 20 touchdowns and averages over 6 yards per carry. Yeah, he's gone.
Right. Well, when you put it in those numbers in that way, yeah. Again, that's why this is fun to do now because we're basing this off of what we believe these guys are going to do. And you never really bank on a player getting worse. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes injuries get in the way. And then a quick shout out to both Blake Frazier and Andrew Sprague, 2 different tackles with 2 different trajectories. Sprague only had allowed 1 sack last year, but he also was playing right tackle, whereas Frazier allowed 4 playing left tackle and not playing nearly as many snaps. So both of those guys are in the conversation for interesting tackles as we go through the rest of the year. But both of them are on the watch list. Both of them could stay. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be fun across the board when it comes to trying to figure out who's going to stay, who's going to go. But we got plenty of time to figure that stuff out, man.
We do.
Not to mention one of those 2 guys might not even be playing tackle depending on how Babala comes back from the injury. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot still to settle. But that's also why we're starting now in June. Anything you want to wrap up here with the Big Ten?
Just it feels good to hit the go button on a new year. I don't know why. It's it's exciting, dude. And I think it's exciting. That's why I went with the route of trying to plant my flag on guys. I didn't feel like it sounds like especially at the wide receivers. The rest of the world is not. They're there. I mean, season hasn't even started yet, so I can't say I'm like ahead. Yeah, I was
No.
super excited like going out of this past season, but hell,
Look,
here we are.
I'll let you be ahead at least on one player. I think KJ Duff, you're still out in front of everybody else on. So
that's fair.
I'll give you that one. We can stamp that one. Next time, we're going to hit with the SEC. We're going to keep rolling through all of these for the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to try to find a beer that doesn't explode on me for Draft Draft. I'm gonna cut right there. I will take a picture of this. You don't understand, man. I had to move my trash can. Like this
You had to
is
chug
this
it.
is
You got to
no.
chug.
Yeah, well, it was all foam. Like there's no liquid.
It's
all foam. I'll be right back. This is insane. I couldn't do that, dude. I usually laugh and move on, but this is fucking nuts.
You got to chug it once you see it starting. You can't.
Yeah, that was.
You got to mouth
It was
that
a
thing.
volcano. It was an absolute volcano. Mouthing it would not have fixed this.
Did you put a Mentos in there?
Holy shit! I don't know, man, but this is like every fucking where. Wow.
I like it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, but it's also on my computer, which is not something I'm happy about.
Yeah, I've only got splashes on the computer and the screen. Dude, as soon as I see it start to...
Volcano.
But I also, in, I guess, your defense a little bit, it's always fucking Huma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm always ready to chug Huma.
Yeah, I was going to start chugging it, and then it was too much. It was a literal fucking volcano. It's damn near the same as if you do the Mentos thing. It really was. Holy flippin' wow. Remember that whole glass that was full? That's how much of that glass has descended into beer now. Of the 16 ounces.
Dude,
it was
is that
full.
a smoothie?
Hang on, I got a little more. I don't know what it is now. I don't think I could call it smooth.
You know what, though? That's got to be, like, the worst beer to have to clean up.
Oh, yeah.
It's got sediment and shit in it.
It's chunky. Yeah, everything about this is terrible.
It looks like somebody puked on your floor, I bet.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not inaccurate.
Any on that fire up chips?
No, amazingly enough. It's about the only thing it didn't get hit. It slid back far enough. But holy, the good news is these are the towels that are like crap, so it's okay that the crap towel is now going to be absolutely.
I think it's hilarious that whatever you've got on the back of your chair is the exact same color the sleeves of your shirt, and it makes it look like you've got like
fucking, giant arms.
Yeah, fucking
pythons. Somebody's been in the gym. Good lord, dude, I'm almost ready. Sorry, man. This is beyond insane.
Definitely 90 seconds.
Holy balls.
What I can tell you is the beer that I'm drinking, one sip in, I think is fucking glorious, I think. We'll see.
Well, I haven't even had a sip yet, and I just know that I got a sticky-ass mess now to deal with. Oh, my God. This is the biggest mess we've had in 397 episodes of the show.
On your end.
Yeah, for me, yeah, obviously. Nothing's
but it might
close
be.
to that mess. Holy
it looks
shit,
like it beat mine, because I chugged mine.
Yeah, well, I should have chugged mine, but it would have been even funnier, because you would have seen foam just spewing out everywhere.
I don't know.
And then I would have had a bigger mess. As it is, I've still got shit on my screen. Good lord. Part of this isn't covered in crap. My goodness. So I did say we'll be right back. So I'm just going to cut it.
Yeah, you said I have to pause. That's probably where you should just cut it.
Well, no, I said I looked at the camera and said we'll be right back. And so that's what I'm going to do because I think it's funny. Good lord. It's like seeped through the mouse pad that I have over here. Fucking hell. Just everything about this is just wow. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
Are you kidding me?
All right, here we go.
All right, Dan, hit pause for a second. I got a strange lady who just came down here. You already got it edited anyways because you blew up your beer.
Ha.
What's up?
There is a wasp in the kitchen.
There's a wasp in the kitchen.
I heard it. Go kill it.
I won't kill it. I'll just free it.
Hi, Kato. Let it outside.
Why is this happening to me? I don't know. It's kind of good. I don't like it. It's not good. No, I understand. Let her still be there. I gotta get... Oh, my God. There's a wasp.
I'll get sued in 2 seconds. How are we doing?
Oh, just having the sloppiest episode ever when we're talking about keeping it crisp. I did not find a wasp inside. I found a mayfly inside.
Oh, well, that might have been what you thought was a wasp.
I did see a wasp outside on the other side.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Well, we got some more breaking news to talk about real quick because it does actually matter for what we're doing here. So I'll bring that up as we're talking about. So I got done with my beer, and now I'm going to launch into we're back again. And then you can talk about since we've been transparent this episode, I'll say, and we're back again, JP, what's going on? And then you can talk about having to take care of an intruder and then get into your beer.
All right.